Okay, hey, it's Michael Higgins here again with our little book series that we're doing at the moment. Now, in the home business industry, there's a lot of talk about personal development, and it is such a great topic. I was into personal development coming from a music background. I was into personal development for about 12 months before I discovered the home business industry. And I had read this book that we're going to talk about in a second, obviously, about 12 months before coming into the business. And honestly, this book, I know it's a cliche, but this book changed my life. It really did. It just opened my eyes to the world and into the world we live in. And most importantly, into what's going on up here and how what goes on up here affects your outside world. Okay? So, yeah, we'll talk a little bit more about personal development. Now, personal development is something that's very important for anyone, regardless of whether you're in business or not. For me personally, I'm also a qualified school teacher. I think that's what's missing in the education system is teaching our kids personal development. Okay? How to use their minds, how to use their subconscious mind to get results in their life. And that's something that's missing in our education system at the moment. I'm not going to go into that for now. We're going to talk about what's important for you, okay? And that is, obviously this book and personal development. Now, Robert Kiyosaki, I don't know if you've followed Robert Kiyosaki before. He's one of the world's most leading financial educators. He talks about the home business industry and puts praise on the industry because there is such a strong emphasis on personal development. So in other words, they work with you. Your company will work with you. Resorts 360 will work with you. I personally will work with you to help you make that emotional shift to become that relentless, successful entrepreneur that you want to become to achieve your goals. Because at the end of the day, in this industry, it's unlimited income potential. Have a think about that for a second. Unlimited income potential. You set the limits, okay? If you want to go to the moon, you can, okay? It's all up to you, okay? It's all up to you. It takes a little bit of time and it takes a little bit of personal growth as well, but you can do it, and we work with you to help you become that strong, confident leader to be successful in life. And what greater gift can you have than personal growth? It's just fantastic. So let's talk about the number one book, the first book pretty much ever written on personal growth. The number one, Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. Now, Napoleon Hill, this book was written just before the Great Depression. Yes, it's that old, but it's so relevant. It's still relevant to today, and it's still selling millions every year, okay? And you can get your hands on a copy of this. I thoroughly recommend it, okay? It's actually, we'll give you a free copy of it when you become a Resorts 360 business associate. It is that important, this book. Okay, so basically, Napoleon Hill, the author, was assigned a project by Andrew Carnegie. Okay, Andrew Carnegie, I don't know if you've heard of Andrew Carnegie. Well, he was one of the most wealthiest men in America in the early 20th century. Andrew Carnegie had an interview with the then young Napoleon Hill, who was a journalist. Andrew Carnegie said, "Napoleon, I want to give you a project. Your project is to spend the next 25 years researching, studying, and analysing the most wealthiest, successful men in America, and I want you to devise a program for everyone to follow in their footsteps." And he took on the task, and he did it. He followed the greats like Thomas Edison, Henry Ford. Okay, these people were hugely successful people. He followed them, he studied them, he analysed them, he interviewed them for around 25 years, and he came up with 13 principles with which you can live by in order to create the kind of success and abundance that you desire for your life. Okay, 13 principles. Plus he gives some practical formulas with which to follow. I read this book at least once a year. Okay, I discovered this book around 4 years ago. I read it about 3 times in the first year that I discovered it. It honestly changed my life. It just opened my eyes. And I read it. I make it a point to read it at the start of every year. January, every year, I read this book again. And there's always something new that I discover as well. Okay, so yeah, this is the guy that you want. If you're going to go into business of any type, or if you're going to go into a home business of any type, then this is the book that you want to read. You want to study this book first and foremost. That's your first personal development task, is read Think and Grow Rich. I mean, personal development is huge. It's a massive topic, but obviously this is your foundation. This is the #1 book to follow. Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. To your success, this is Michael Higgins, signing off. Thank you.